So yesterday, Hillary Clinton decided to employ a pretty interesting campaign strategy by running against the American electorate and calling millions of people racists. I mean, what do you think of Hillary Clinton's speech in Reno, Nevada yesterday? I think it's a big mistake on her part.
It's really quite extraordinary. Of course, it's a two-step. In other words, our friend Matt Drudge told us roughly a year ago that the plan here was first to try to discredit us on the alt-right and then try to close us down. Mm-hmm. And I really think that's what's afoot here. They can't refute our criticism. They cannot compete in the marketplace of ideas. So they name call, and then they try to censor you. That's the way it works.
Mm-hmm. Now, I mean, I just don't think look, I mean, Breitbart News has 31 million plus readers last month. I mean, calling 31 million people in America racist. I mean, that's what she was doing. I mean, she came right at Breitbart yesterday, along with Alex Jones and many other people. But she came right at Breitbart, naming us multiple times throughout the course of her speech. And I mean, she said Breitbart more than I think Trump's ever said Breitbart. But so she says Breitbart 4 times, 5 times in her speech yesterday, calling us, and our readers and the listeners of this show, racists and bigots and all the other words that she used. I just find that to be a losing strategy, going after 31 million readers of Breitbart.
Well, unfortunately, of course, it is antithetical to the facts. It's Bill and Hillary Clinton who supported the 1994 crime bill, which, as you know, Matt, incarcerated an entire generation of young black men for the victimless crime of possession, small amounts of drugs. In this particular case, providing a tougher penalty, a harsher penalty for those in possession of rock cocaine as opposed to those in possession of powdered cocaine. Classic example of racism, as it were, and essentially destroyed an entire generation of black men and black families. Now that's racism, if we want to get into racism.
Mm-hmm. Now, if we actually look back at Hillary Clinton's 2008 campaign, it's interesting. There were a lot of different things that she and her husband, Bill Clinton, did over the course of her 2008 campaign when she was running against Obama. Obviously, Obama won, and he's the president now. But things like when Bill Clinton said that, if just a few years ago, Barack Obama would be the guy getting us coffee when he was talking with Ted Kennedy, the good old boys club. Geraldine Ferraro, their top surrogate, saying that President Obama was only where he is because he's black. There's all sorts of different things that Hillary Clinton and her top supporters and surrogates have done that have been very, very racist over the course of her career, that I think she hasn't had to answer for before now. And I think Trump's going to make her answer those questions, right?
Well, I would hope so. I mean, there's plenty on the record here, whether it is the execution of Ricky Ray Rector, the severely retarded man who a bill sent to the electric chair shortly before the 1992 Democratic primary, or whether it is the fact that Bill, as governor of Arkansas, went to federal court in order to argue that the Arkansas police should be allowed to racially profile motorists and pull people essentially aside for the crime of being black while driving. These people have engaged in very deep dog whistle politics, and for them to pretend now that that's not the case is, it's fairly absurd. But again, the reason you're seeing this level of hysterical name calling, Matt, on Friday, the Clinton campaign attacked me of being behind the entire notion that Hillary is in poor health. Mm-hmm. It's a right-wing conspiracy. Mm-hmm. I love that. It's a right-wing conspiracy because she has been photographed and videoed falling down.
Right. By the way, normal candidates for public office don't fall down, a significant percentage. I don't know if it's. It almost seems like every time we turn around, Hillary Clinton's falling down again or needing help being carried up the stairs or something. I mean, it's abnormal to see this happening, right? I mean, to have aides have to carry her up the stairs at an event earlier this year, or having fallen down at an event with Joe Biden, the vice president, the other day, where he had to grab her and keep her up. I mean, I'm personally worried for her. You never want to wish harm on anyone, and I will hope that she's okay. But I don't know if I believe her doctor's note. Look, anybody could get their doctor to write them a note to say anything they want. Everybody, that's played hooky at school or something has done that. But ultimately speaking, looking forward here, it almost seems like this is the Trump team says that this is a pretty desperation play here, a last desperate play, as Trump is gaining more and more traction in both the black community, among a lot of other Democrats who are crossing over to vote for him, and surging back up in just all the polls in the general election polls, national and state polls. I mean, what do you think?
There's some very real evidence that the race is swinging back his way. I think that there is enough in the Clintons' record that these charges that Donald Trump is a racist don't stick. I mean, the Clinton oeuvre when it comes to civil rights is pathetic. Even in the area of unemployment, figures posted in the 8 years of the Clintons are disastrous, to say the least. So they give great lip service to black people, but when elected, the Democrats produce and deliver nothing.
Mm-hmm. And if you look at Trump's record, I mean, Trump's actually been out there fighting for the black community for a long time. He's been fighting to give them a voice. He's been fighting for jobs for them, and so many more things. I mean, look, I think the contrast is pretty clear. I think Trump's going to do better than most Republicans have in history with the black community, because he's actually making an effort doing it. The other thing I wanted to ask you about, Roger, is over the past week here, and obviously this alt-right speech she gave yesterday is kind of distracting from it, but this is the more important thing. We've seen several revelations come out about the Clinton cash narrative, if you will. First off, the FBI has it's been revealed that the FBI discovered 15,000 new emails, Hillary Clinton emails, that she never turned over, and that the State Department is publicly releasing right now, fighting against it. But a judge has ordered that they start document production in mid-September. Secondly, emails have come out between Huma Abedin and at Hillary Clinton's side at the State Department and Doug Band at the Clinton Foundation, showing that meetings were arranged for people who otherwise wouldn't have got them if they weren't Clinton Foundation donors with Hillary Clinton directly. And the Associated Press has come out with a story detailing how more than half of Hillary Clinton's meetings as Secretary of State were with Clinton Foundation donors. What do you say to all this stuff that's coming out about the Clinton Foundation? Obviously, there's a lot of calls out there for a special prosecutor.
Yeah, the Clinton Foundation is not a charity. It's a slush fund for grifters. But more precisely, Matt, it's been a vehicle for the facilitation of multi-million-dollar bribes. Now, the Clintons' defense on the Clinton Foundation issue has never been, we didn't do it. It's always been, you have no proof. In other words, they acknowledge that they took $10 million from the Ukrainian billionaire Viktor Pinchuk, and they acknowledge that they supported a coup against the democratically elected president in Ukraine. But then they claim with great audacity that those two events have no interconnection. I believe that we will learn shortly that Julian Assange and the folks at WikiLeaks may in fact have the very proof that Clintons speak of.
Yeah, we'll see what's in the forthcoming emails that are being produced by that the FBI found. Trey Gowdy, the chairman of the House Benghazi Committee, actually came out and said that she used the program to delete them to scrub the server and everything, that so that even God couldn't read them, is what he says. I mean, but I think we might find them.
I was confident that Mr. Assange has virtually every one of the emails that the Clinton henchwomen, Huma Abedin and Cheryl Mills, thought that they had deleted. And I suspect that he's going to drop them at strategic times in the run-up to the rest of this race.
All right. Well, Roger Stone, thanks for joining us here on Breitbart News Daily. That is the one, the only legendary Roger Stone. If you're not following everything Roger Stone's doing, it is a must-do thing. Roger is always at the center of everything going on. Must listen to guy, must watch whatever he's doing. A very, very influential political consultant.